Hi, my name is Jay Grams. My family has owned the Volo Auto Museum since 1960. We have a few hundred of the most exciting collector cars, and they're all for sale in one location. I personally have handpicked them from around the country. Welcome to my sales shop. Come on, let's go for a spin. I've got an extremely rare, very special car. 1962 Plymouth Fury. This is a genuine, documented, all-number match, rotisserie restored max wedge car. This is the first car, the first factory stock car to break the 12-second mark in the quarter mile. This is a factory-born, built race car. If you go to volocars.com, that's where I'll have all the specs, and there's a lot of information about this car. It'll all be on our website. Photos top to bottom. You're going to want to see underneath. It's beautiful. It's got a real cool custom exhaust, which we'll get to in a minute. And the price will be on our website as well. And you'll also find a few hundred collector cars all for sale at volocars.com. But right now, why don't you join me? Let's go for a spin in a factory race car. I have nothing to apologize for on this car. It is the real deal. It's been verified by experts. It's in a book. It's in the registry. I have the original invoice for this car. I have a binder full of documentation. It is a factory black car with the red and black interior. It has its original born with motor, transmission, and rear end. It's got a real interesting story. It was a race car. The guy who bought it brand new was racing it at the strip, spun a bearing in 1963, pulled the motor out. In the 1980s, a gentleman found the car. It was pretty much, just sitting there, unrestored, but a good solid car. And we have photos of all of this. It's a real good solid car. And he bought the car for $500. And the owner of the car said, well, I got some parts in the shed. I'll get them out next week or whatever. So this guy's got the car at his shop, and the guy pulls up in the pickup truck, says, yeah, I got the extra parts for the car. He goes, I'm going to need help because I got the original motor for it. So the original motor had been sitting in a shed since 1963. That's completely rebuilt, reunited with the car. This car has everything correct, front to back. First, why don't we open the hood? That's the start of the show here. It's a 413 max wedge engine. All the specs are on our website, but it's 410 horsepower. It's a high compression, stroked motor. They call it a max wedge because they had to wedge it in here. There was no room for the exhaust manifolds. They had to custom make factory manifolds that come up and over because there was no room to go out. It has the dual 650 4-barrel carbs. They are the originals for this car. It has NOS air cleaners in there. It has the correct 1962 radiator for this car. Underneath the car is completely done. It's black. It's beautiful. The exhaust system, and it's a factory exhaust system. I would have never guessed it. Big fat pipe, and it has dumps. From the factory, this car has exhaust with dumps on it. One of the ways to know it's a genuine car, that custom exhaust required some extra mounting tabs on the floor for the exhaust, which this car has. The motor has a letter T cast right into the side of the block. It was 1962 only. That's on this engine. Something about the oil pan too. One of the corners are rounded because of clearance reasons. That's on the 62 max wedge only. It has its original 390 rear end. The transmission is the push button automatic. You could either get that or a 3-speed. They didn't have 4 speeds at that time. There's numbers, I think, on the rear deck somewhere. The serial numbers on the body match the car. They've all been matched up. It's got the original fender tag right here. I'll start it in a minute. It fires right up. This morning I just started it, and it sat overnight, fired right up, ran real nice. This is all detailed, all the wiring, hose clamps, alternator, everything looks brand new in the motor compartment. The car had a mouse nest. I forget which side. I have all the pictures, but down low there was like one patch put in. I forget which side. They also ran headers on it. There was no room, so they cut out the original inner fenders so the headers could go down and under the car. I have pictures of that. So they patched that back in. It was just a piece of flat metal. They patched one small rust hole. Other than that, it's a virgin body. I have pictures of it down to bare metal. We have Nos Original Hubcaps for the car, 4 of them. They look like they're pristine. It's like a race car, so a lot of guys prefer this stripped down look. These are reproduction tires, all 5 of them, including the spare. So the body's been restored now for, I'll get my facts right if you go to our website, but at least like 20 years this body's been restored. It's clean, it's straight. I don't see any issues at all. The original window sticker. Apparently there aren't very many of these that exist. Galen Goodyear has personally taken copies, and he uses this as a reference when documenting other cars. It has original literature in here, photos of the restoration, showing the car down to bare metal. There's a, when the car was delivered to the dealership, there's this special warning taped to the car that it's equipped with a high-performance engine. Use extreme caution when starting and driving. I guess that's something that's pretty rare to see. So great documentation. It's the real deal. Experts have verified this car. It's rotisserie restored. The bottom is black, and it's this shiny, and the right exhaust, and all the suspension's redone. Interior is beautiful. I sat in there this morning. First thing I noticed, the seat cushion was firm as can be. All the upholstery is excellent. Whole trunk compartment's painted. It's got 2 sets of floor mats. Here's some embroidered Sport Furies, and there's some different mats in the car. It has the plaid trunk mat. All the weather strips replaced. Stainless has been polished. So it's got great colors, great history. They made 57 of these cars. Total, they made about 200 and something Plymouths altogether with this motor, but they made 57 of the Furies with the max wedge motor. I was going to start it up for you. Then grab the key. So the first factory production car to break the 12-second mark. Got good gas in there, you can smell it. That sounds nice. So there you have it. This car's got a lot going on. This would be a hit at any cruise night or car show. It's going to judge well at any judged event. This is an investment grade car. There's nothing to apologize for. It's a piece of history. This was competing against the 409 horsepower, the Pontiac 421 Super Duty. The Ford had their 427 and the 406 cars. This was built to go head-to-head with those, and it did quite well. VoloCars.com, plenty of ways on there to contact our team. We can help answer any questions about the car, how to ship it to your door, how to finance it, pay for it. Whatever questions you have, let us know. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's the best way to see these videos of these rare, exciting cars as we put them out there. Thanks for watching, and do come back. We got more to come.